Hey, 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 welcome back to an all new episode of the In Between podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Cheney. Hope you all are having a fabulous week so far. Hopefully you had you're having a great October, you had a great Friday the 13th. I had a decent weekend, nothing to complain about. However, this week has started off with a vengeance. Work has been crazy, but more importantly, I was just walking down the sidewalk today and I got a crick in my neck. I'm not sure if the breeze blew just right. I'm not sure if my attention got caught by a leaf falling from the sky in the sunlight. But all I know is I was walking and then I had shooting pain down the side of my body. Really, it was just my side of my neck. I'm being dramatic, but now I have a crick in my neck. So for those watching on YouTube, yes, this episode is recorded. I may be a little awkward and stiff, and that's because I am awkward and stiff. So, on that note, let's start today's episode. And I apologize for any background noise. Your girl, if you don't know, I'm not just the talent. I am the production. I am the director. I am the sound engineer. Yeah, I'm the sound engineer. And I am testing out some new equipment, and then also my husband is making dinner. So, those two worlds do not collide well. And what's so wonderful about this crick in my neck is Stan and I just, because clearly I cannot learn my lesson to stop biting off more than I can chew, was trying to fit in our last little checkout dive related to scuba diving and getting our certification finalized. Tried to fit that in right into the year. So all of a sudden, your girl is going to Alabama this weekend to get her scuba certification. So, didn't think you were going to hear that this week, huh? But should be interesting because, I literally can't move my neck. So I'm going to have to do some exercises, going to have to do some stretches, going to have to, I don't even know. Do y'all have any stretches? Any recommendations? But anyways, it should be a good time. I'm a little nervous about leaving Luna, but I think she'll be fine. She's going to be with my mom. But anyways, there's that. So it's been kind of awkward too, because my friends, obviously people are having Halloween parties and things like that. And not that this is a huge deal, but they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I can't come because I'm getting scuba certified, which I'm sure half my people are probably like, that's badass. And then half my people are like, random. And then Georgia, hot ass Georgia, decides to actually show up for the season, and it's freaking cold outside, which I love. I do love, but now the fact that I am getting scuba certified, I don't love as much. Those worlds don't collide as well either. So lots of confusion orbiting my world at the moment, and I thought we were out of retrograde, so that's great. I also broke another nail. So another fact I've learned this week is I am a rough person. I don't necessarily mean I'm rough with other people, but I think I'm just a very thorough, rough, harsh kind of person. Is this part of my ADHD? I don't know. If I'm gonna grab the clothes out of the dryer, I'm gonna grab those clothes out of the dryer. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bend down, whip them out of the washer, and put them in the dryer with so much minutia. It's going to be the best damn best damn clothes in the dryer you've ever seen. But I'm going to break a nail in the process. I'm not saying that's how I broke the nail, but I run into things a lot. I don't know. I think I'm just kind of clumsy, and I am not meant to have nice things when it comes to myself, I guess. So there's that. So, man, I apologize. I feel like I'm a little distracted because my neck hurts so bad, but we're good. We're good. And I keep... if you watch this, I'm very animated, and I just keep moving, and then I'm like, oh, I can't move that way. So it's throwing off my mojo, but that's okay. That's okay because I am still amazing. Do you remember last week when I talked about being asked to speak at my company's ERG? And I'm saying this now, hoping that I actually said that. I know I posted it on my Instagram story, so maybe I'm getting the two confused. This video podcasting's got me all confuzzled. But anyways, if I did not mention it last week, the women's ERG group, employee resource group, sponsor asked me if I would come and talk about ADHD, and it was so much fun. I was a little nervous, but mostly because it was like a work thing, and it's like, a little nerve wracking, even though these things are a safe space and, it's not recorded or anything, but it was amazing. And, of course your girl wrote from the heart. God, that sounded so cheesy. Yeah, I wrote from the heart. What is this? A Princess Diaries? Actually, I don't know why I said Princess Diaries. I think I was thinking of The Little Princess. Anybody watch that movie? Side note, The Little Princess is a beautiful movie, but it also traumatized me. I remember crying so hard in that movie when I was growing up. And now I'm trying to think what was so sad about it. She's like an orphan, I think. Wow, we have derailed ADHD. And ironically, that is what I'm talking about. Okay, back on track, people. Sorry. Also, Little Princess, it's great. I was just kidding on that last one. But I'm giving this speech, ADHD, and I'm kind of talking through an empathetic lens of just my experience with it because I was diagnosed as an adult. And I started off with the challenges and then kind of went through my little spiel, my story, and I ended with my successes. And, brushed my shoulder off. I thought it was pretty good, but the reaction I got was even greater. I mean, not that every single person was like giving me their life story in paragraphs, but there was a couple of people who made comments about like, this helps them better understand their employees, how they can be better managers. I talked about ADHD being a superpower, and people commented to that. And, it was just a great, I don't want to say reminder because it's something that I truly believe in, but it was just a great moment, a great sign. Yeah, there we go. It was a great sign, especially because it's something that I do believe in, that it doesn't matter how little or how big, you can make an impact. So don't be afraid to shine your light, because it starts with one, and then it starts with two, and la, 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 la. It's like a triple, it's like a trickle effect, trickle down. So anyways, that was really awesome. But I really hope that I get to be asked for more, because I really loved it. I could get used to this whole speaking thing, says the girl with a solo podcast. Also, in other updates, one of my good friends, Isha, I met her randomly. Her and her husband met me and my husband at a brewery like sometime early last year. And, I make friends everywhere I go, but love this girl. And I got to meet her sister, who she's into like hormonal medicine, like homeopathic, like she's into all natural, holistic type of medicine. She's a doctor. She is really big with hormones and things like that. She is absolutely amazing. Her name is Dr. Bhavna Singh. I'm actually going to have her come on the pod here soon. So if you have any questions, my ladies, I think anyone, not even just ladies, but like especially my ladies, if you have any questions related to your hormones, if you are curious about anything natural related to the human body, here I am like kind of pushing this, and I probably need to check with her that that's okay. Any questions about your hormonal healthcare, hormonal acne, balancing your gut right, getting your body back to a solid baseline through natural remedies, send them to me, Instagram at in.betweenpod. I want to start collecting questions well ahead of time, because I feel like this is a conversation that we all want to have, but we don't necessarily always have the resource to do it. So I'm going to offer that resource free to you. And then, you're going to learn so much, and we're just going to take over the world even more than we already have. Okay, now I'm definitely speaking to my ladies. So wink, wink. But anyways, I'm really, really, really excited to have Bhavna on, and I, excited to learn more and maybe get this shit on my face looking pretty straight, not so whacked. But that's okay. And for those who are like, what are you talking about? I struggle ever since I came out of birth control at the end of 2021. I have the worst hormonal acne. It's gotten a lot better, so I probably should have said the worst, but it definitely was the worst. But now I take like different topical creams and things like that. So I would love to, rather than treat the symptom, let's treat the problem, because something tells me that's better long term. But anyways, let's see what else is going on in my world. I was talking with some of my girlfriends at work, and we were talking about books, and because we have like a little mini book club that we do. We try to do every month. We haven't done it in a few months, but we've read a couple of books. And we were just talking about like how nonfiction, I was talking about how I want to read more nonfiction, but I just haven't had it in me. I've been so out of whack in terms of my reading, like just routine and hobby because I love reading, if you cannot tell by the books behind me. But I don't know, just have not been inspired. And I started reading this new fiction novel, it's the Crescent City series. So for any of my A Court of Thorns and Roses girlies, this is like a different series by the same author. And rumor has it, there's a crossover. So, But anyways, I am all here for a fantasy world building book series. Call me a nerd. I don't care. And this has all of that. Well, I haven't put it down. I love it so much. So we were just talking about like how fiction is just, you just gobble it up. I love it. And my coworker, my work bestie, if you want to call her that, she goes, well, you know, with nonfiction, most often it's talking about things that even if we don't know a lot about it, we're familiar with, like it's the truth. But with a fiction, like you have no idea where the story's going to go, and it's gripping, and it's like you're living in the moment. And I was like, yes, queen. That's exactly how I feel. And I say all this, one, I love a good book, who doesn't? But two, in other news of Liz's thoughts are super odd and weird, I have gotten in my head, I need to read more nonfiction. I have lots of like nonfiction, self-help, whatever kind of books you want to call it. And I think I need to read those more because those give me inspiration, and they also help me be a better version of me, and blah, 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 different perspectives, life, learning, love, all of it. But I also love a good fiction. It's like what is the word I'm looking for? I keep that away from myself. I resist it. It's like, you know what? Reading a fiction book could like put me back into my book hobby. I really did mean to say bookdom, but it didn't hit the way I thought it would. So, anyways, we'll see if this makes it to the pod. You know, I won't lie, you guys. I have had the worst time recording this episode for this week because of said crick in my neck. It keeps me distracted because once I, have that moment of the pain shooting down my body, I'm like, wait, where was my thought again? So, buckle up. This is a fun ride, right? Case in point, here's my ADHD pile, just books, journals, and to-dos. And this pile started with just the bottom book earlier of last week, and now it has since grown 1, 2, 3, 4 books since. So that's good times. That's how I'm doing. But she's still thriving. She's definitely not surviving. I think I'm thriving, or maybe like 2 steps from thriving. I'm almost there. But, que sera. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you crick some. Okay, but anyways, since I have rambled so much on about books and my scuba certification trip this week in good old Alabama, I'm going to go swim in a quarry. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. I just hope it's not freezing cold. But anyways, I think I've mentioned this before, how I'm an only child, and I love the holiday season. I love the cold weather. I love the general atmosphere of everyone. Like, I just basically like everyone's vibes for the most part. I love doing Christmas related shit. I love a good holiday bar. I want to do all the things with all the jingle bells, all the tinsel, all the things you can think of. I want to consume all the food. I want to eat all the sweet holiday treats. I want to bake them myself. I love the holiday season. Now, as an only child, it can get a little lonely. Maybe I'm projecting a little bit from my youth, my adolescence, and being alone most of my life. But my 2 cousins, they are basically my little brother and little sister because I'm the oldest grandchild. But we're all super, super tight. We kind of grew up together. And I found out that they're both, like, neither one of them and their families are going to be there for Thanksgiving. And I know this is like a first world problem, but I'm really sad about it. So, if anybody is feeling lonely on Thanksgiving and you live in Georgia and you would like to be welcomed into the Cheney Stater Thanksgiving dinner extravaganza, call me. Hit me up on Instagram. Would love to have you because I'm just going to be sitting there with Stan. And I mean, the one plus side to this is there will be more food for me to consume, but I don't get my little cousin, my little quote unquote niece and nephew kisses and cuddles. I don't get my family time because everyone lives up north and I live in the frickin' city. Okay. Wow. We are we are spiraling. So only child woes. That's a thing. And, interestingly enough, I married an only child. And secondly, interestingly enough, one of my best friends, she's the only child, and she married an only child. So now that I'm saying all this, I wonder if that's just a thing. Do we only children just kind of click together? Like we don't ever leave the nest because we're scared of siblings. We're scared of family branches. We're afraid of the tethers on that branch, on that limb. We're like, oh my God, yeah, that guy. Whew, don't want to be related to him. I'm just kidding, but it's all good. They'll be there for Christmas, so at least there's that. But yeah, I'm just a little bummed, a little sad. So maybe I'll just start listening to Christmas music early. Oh man. Anywho, I just wanted to check in really quick with everybody, get you pumped for the next guest. Well, maybe she'll be the next guest. I got to look at my calendar and figure out who I've got scheduled for what. But I got a couple of different guests coming up, different conversations. So check me out on the Instagrams because I think I'm going to start to, especially because the next few guests I have booked or scheduled to come on, we want to have more of a topic specific conversation versus just let's talk about life and talk about your journey, which let's be real, it's me. So of course that will be in some part of it, but check me out or keep up with me. I keep saying check me out. That sounds so weird. Keep up with me on Instagram. Follow me so you can throw in your questions because come on, this is a free resource. Hello. So on that note, I am going to go because I think dinner's almost ready. I seriously feel so distracted. I had this whole episode planned. I had a whole bunch of jokes about only children, being an only child. And you know what? It might have to wait till next week because your girl cannot move her neck. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Again, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. But don't forget, doesn't matter how big or small, always spread that light. Damn, that was a good catchphrase. Love it when it flows. But I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your week. If you are doing spooky things this weekend, be careful, be safe. And if you are getting scuba certified, well, just make sure you're ready for it because, yeah, there ain't no laws under the water. I think that's a lie. I'm pretty sure there's laws. And if you happen to get scuba certified this weekend in Alabama, well, hit your girl up because that would be crazy coincidental and I would love to talk about it. That would be great. But wish me luck. I am hoping that I remember everything I learned in training. If not, well, this is going to be interesting. Fingers crossed. I'm just kidding. I'll be fine. Nothing like cram in the night before the test, right? Go through all your notes. You're like, oh yeah, yeah, sure. I'm just going to go submerge myself in 30 feet of water. FYI, I would not joke about this if I wasn't confident I could do it. So there's that. But then again, I do get on roller coasters and I definitely lose my shit every single time and tell myself I'll never do that again. So I am going to lean on the side of the former, that I can do it and I'm not just gaslighting myself. Well, anywho, there's that. I hope you're enjoying whatever's going on. I hope you enjoyed today's quick episode and were entertained in the process. It was a little all over the place, but sometimes you just got to give life updates and that's just it. That's just the way it is. So I will catch you next week on an all new In Between. It'll be updates on the scuba diving. Did she or did she not? Maybe we can touch back into the news around the web. I was going to check it for this week, but honestly, it all was still very depressing. So if you haven't done so already, give me a follow on the YouTubes, the In Between Podcast. You can also follow me on Instagram at Elizabeth Cheney _ Cheney, Cheney, not Aney. Don't know why people do that. And if you, and then you can follow me on the podcast account at in.betweenpod. And that's where I'll be posting those questions related to the specific topics. And then, as always, TikTok at the In Between Podcast. So I am going to go eat dinner. Also, I'm going to go work on a website later. I'm still doing that. That is fun. I guess I should add that to my title of things. Sound engineer and web editor. My worst titles. But you know what? Thank God for friends who know what they're doing. But I'm still a sound engineer. So there is that. Okay, I'm going to go. I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your week. I hope you're thriving in your in-betweens. And let's catch you next Wednesday. I'm Elizabeth. Bye.